Well, guys, the patch is here, and it is huge. We knew it was going to be big, but it has over 100 plus fixes and changes in. And in today's video, if I were you, I'd grab some popcorn, grab a drink, because we are going to be reading through every single patch note that has released, and I hope there's something in this video that's helped you out. Hopefully Wildcard can cook up a good update and there's going to be as little problems as possible from this update. Obviously, this has also brought the Dinosaurs, the brand new giant elephant, and if you want to come and play with that new creature on the LoadedCrysis cluster, the link is down below. If you are wondering what a cluster is, because I'm getting lots of those comments, it's literally like a cluster of servers, like ARK servers. So we run like a huge amount of ARK servers that has every map and will eventually have every single map. Anyway, drop a like, subscribe, and we are going to jump into the patch notes. Guys, I'm scared. Before we read through all of these patch notes, look at the size of this update. It is absolutely massive. Look at the size. It doesn't stop there. It stops there. So make sure to prepare yourself because we're going to go through different parts. So, new additions. The Dinosaurs has been added to the island Scorched Earth, the Center, Extinction, and Astrius. Bob's Tall Tales Wasteland DLC additions, Battle Rig Cannon Turret, Battle Rig Sludge Dumper, Battle Rig Mine Dropper, Wasteland Vault Skin, that's so Fallout, Wasteland Small Storage Box Skin, Wasteland Large Storage Box Skin. Gameplay changes. Added an option for PC users to toggle TPV mouse smoothing found under Settings General Camera. Skeleton trophy pieces now stack. Skeleton trophy pieces are now grindable in the industrial grinder, providing a random amount of keratin. Reduce the amount of skeleton pieces, dropping by approximately 50%. Wind turbine has been redesigned for gameplay balance. They now take decay damage over under 14 days, stopping at 10% health. At 10% health, they cease providing power until repaired. Increase the encroachment check radius for structures around a wind turbine. Any structures placed too close to the wind turbine will block it from being powered. Wind turbine will no longer provide power while placed underwater. Tesla coil balance changes. Increased ammo consumption per shot to 5 crystal up from 1, bringing sustained fire duration more in line with a heavy turret. Bright mode, when set to players only, will no longer stun and dismount the player directly when they are riding a creature. Charged mode damage has been reduced by 65% to players and increased to 20% to dinos. Creatures with carts attached can now be picked /grabbed. Picked up /grabbed. Creatures that are based on a cart will fall off if the cart attached creature is picked up. Boss cooldowns are now displayed on the boss teleport engram. Added an indicator on the tech teleporter screen for teleporters set to public. Armadoggo's spy kit attachment can now be toggled permanently instead of a limited time activation. For tameable titans, delayed despawn logic checks by 60 seconds after creation and unstasis to allow players to get back into targeting range and prevent instant despawning. Favorite server session list changing beta. Fixed favorite servers disappearing from the session list after server update. Yes, that's a big one. Favorite servers display on the session list even when offline, can be refreshed individually. Improved speed of UI rendering in beta. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully for console that would be good as well. Added option to select no frame generation. Added option to select FSR upscale or upscaler option. Yes, someone said this to me. If you're someone that was, I'm trying to remember who it was in the Discord that actually told me that this option was kept appearing before this update. So they were definitely testing something. Added quality mode drop down for FSR, and now it's time to move into the gameplay fixes. Right, gameplay fixes. Let's hope there's something in here for you. Fix the issue that caused creatures to sometimes appear as level 1. Fix cases of Steam clients sometimes not registering DLC ownership. Bob's Tall Tales Fantastic Tames. Fix the dragon boss on the island sometimes aggroing to structure / dinos above its arena. Speculative fix for wild Managama will sometimes get stuck mid-air on server. Fix mana jumping forward on server restart. Fixed training option appearing on unconscious mana. Fixed the server stall related to carts. Fixed various ways photo mode could be used to see through the terrain. Fixed purple OSD can be ended and looted by enemy tribes on PvE. Fixed King Titan loot can be taken by enemies tribes on PvE. Fixed using the Zeppelin to transport wild dinos to grief other players on PvE. Unlocked the Santiago note on Aberration and Extinction. Fixed an issue that caused creatures to take full damage from turrets when hit in parts that should reduce damage. Speculative fix for King Titan sometimes appearing invisible to players. Fixed Bio Grinder not creating any kibble from wyverns. Fixed the Fazala Sutures not remaining buried after server restart. Fixed Mech MDSM shield not losing durability on hit. Fix Meguana getting levels in oxygen stat. I've seen this one so many times. Fix Meguana's vertical swimming behavior causing the dino to tilt its body horizontally. Fix missing icons for Meguana's enable/disable nursing and back button option. Fixed missing texture/VFX while gliding along the surface of the water on a Meguana. Fixed a Meguana skinning issue on its wing/nail while walking/running/idle. Fix other players' Meguanas appearing jittery during a fight. Fix Meguana's animation sometimes stalling during landing after a small jump. Fix for Meguana's tongue sticking out below its jaw while unconscious. Fix Meguana's equipped torch saddle location. Fix Meguana's belly flop attack harvesting inconsistency. Fix Meguana not gliding if holding down sprint before jumping on server. Fixed baby Gigantoraptor feathers constantly moving when sealed in a Meguana saddle. Fixed shoulder mounted pyromanes not teleporting into boss fights if the player is mounted. Fix some attachments showing in FPV during pet animations. Added gamepad support for removing custom skins for individual armor pieces. Fix multiple cases of carts attached to creatures would sometimes sink into the mesh. Fix the case of carts floating/vibrating when foundations were placed on them. Fix supplied crates not spawning in the Skylord cave on the island in single player. Fix this player's character's legs rotating to one side when gliding straight down with the glider. Fixed feet jitter when doing small movements while gliding. Fixed for Rock Drake's inability to glide when jumping out of water. Fixed the camera pushing into the ceiling while riding a climbing dino on a ceiling upside down. Fixed explosive fear fuse SFX persisting after being shot down by a turret. Fixed equipped chibis appearing invisible in single player too early when Armadoggo teleports to the player. Fixed Armadoggo in companion mode disappearing if server restarts while client is dead and respawn UI. Fixed an issue that could cause Armadoggo in companion mode to die permanently if the player was logged out. Fixed Armadoggo's saddle appearing when the Armadoggo attempts to teleport in an invalid location near the player. I couldn't even speak there. Fixed a visual issue when riding a Basilisk with an Armadoggo companion. Fixed a bug that would cause the player to have duplicate Armadoggo companions. Fixed Scout remaining deployed in a single player when reloading the save. Fixed Velonosaur visually sliding while pooping. Fixed a case where Battle Rig could become stuck inside the garage after removing/adding attachments. Fixed Battle Rig ability to destroy redwood trees on Extinction. Fixed Battle Rig's turret user to sometimes fall through the mesh. Fixed rendering players in a Battle Rig sometimes showing the players standing. Fixed sometimes getting pushed under the mesh when dismounting a Battle Rig. Fixed a case that caused crafting in the Battle Rig garage to sometimes not replicate on the client. Fixed Battle Rig's garage abnormally high decay timer. Fix for Battle Rigs sometimes getting stuck in the mesh and unable to move. Fix players appearing invisible into other players in a Battle Rig with a cosmetic applied. Fix the driver position in a seat when Battle Rig is first replicated to others with a costume applied. Fix Battle Rigs appearing to sink into the mesh upon reloading single player/multiplayer. Fix Battle Rig launching up into the air when the turret is equipped and secondary driver attempts to drive. Fix a crash when inside a Battle Rig using a gene scanner. Fixed blueprint quality does not increase damage dealt and durability on battle rig attachments. Fixed battle rig turrets not reducing durability when fired. Fixed photo mode having collision with battle rigs. Fixed a case that caused corrupted dinos to stand still during the Dreadnoughts taming. Fixed inconsistent tail location on Enforcer based on distance. Fixed nameless spawning when near Z plants on Aberration. Fixed a case where survivor mate's weight would display as 0 on a server when leaving render. Fixed survivor mate getting confused with resource variants such as scrap metal / metal ingots. Fixed survivor mate's dock station floating when destroyed the structure it is placed on. Fixed a visual with the turtle's right ear. Fixed a case where that caused a tamed Velonosaur to shoot infinitely. Fixed Iguanodon not fitting through open barn doors. Fixed a visual issue with mech footprints appearing through foliage and structures. Fixed mechs losing its items and inventory component when deployed from a dead Dreadmare. Fixed Power Rangers Megazord beam VFX getting cut off when firing through the surface of the water. Improve the animation of the Power Rangers Giga Tail Sweep attack when it has Dinozord skin equipped. Fixed a transparent material on the tech rifle. Fixed footprint dust particles not lining up with the player's footsteps correctly. Fixed a visual issue in Extinction Ice Cave when entering and exiting. Fixed placing cosmetics in the hotbar appearing as blueprints and cannot be removed. Fixed a visual jitter when using frame generation and being based on a creature's platform saddle. Fixed wreck textures appearing grey when hit with resin by a rhino or rhino. Fixed client dismounting a buried basilisk becoming invisible for rendered clients. Fixed the Dana Sutures HUD elements being misaligned, overlapping or clipping. Fixed King Titan not targeting the Mega Map correctly during the boss fight. Fixed for camera braking when entering tiny spaces. Fixed for the two soaking turrets through the mesh with its tentacles. Fixed Ice Titan sliding or getting stuck when spamming with all its attacks. Fixed Scrap Golem's ability to disguise as a rock. Fixed Element Imbued Gasoline displaying incorrect fuel timers on structures. Fixed Element Imbued Gasoline applying regular gas time. Fixed for Swamp Fever cough audio persisting after taking antidote and even respawn. Fixed Gravity Grenades bouncing too frequently. Remove the additional homogeneous cosmetics unlocking when completing the Extinction's Alpha Ascension boss fight. Fixed Excitable Trait not affecting the Dana Sutures Gigabyte attack cooldown. Fixed Pego playing a Dodo FFX when picking up gacha crystals. I don't even know that. Fixed Baby Flyers never attempting to land after being forced to fly when entering water. Fixed new single player saves not respawning or not spawning dinos correctly on Aberration. Fixed some gamepad support in the mod UI not working correctly. Various mod UI fixes. Fixed Xbox only issue of invisible rocks that appeared on Scorched Earth and Astrius. Fixed Xbox only issue that caused a crash when running Astrius and with Games Pass. And fixed several exploits. We've made it through. Now onto the Astrius DLC changes and fixes. Okay, so Astrius stuff. Redesign the teleport platform in Cyclops boss arena to avoid boss getting stuck. I think that'd probably be a better word. Cyclops now respawns or spawns in the middle of the boss arena to avoid getting stuck. Replace many materials with more optimized ones to increase performance and reduce memory usage. Adjusted Cyclops size. Fixed rain effects in some caves. Fixed Cyclops not getting reduced sword damage, not showing animation for all clients, doing weird animation deforming, unmounting with 360 and normal hit attack, fixed physics and color filter issues in Brute Cave, fixed missing grass, fixed Brute Cave spawns, fixed mesh holes, fixed Northern Deep Sea gets ×6 damage, fixed dino spawns in mesh, fixed supply drop spawning in mesh, potential fix for lightning rock drake spawning under the mesh, potential fix for boss fight, teleport leads to losing creatures, fix the world teleporter VFX/FSX on Astrius lingering after exiting the teleport radius, fixed inability to glide with Meguana in some areas on Astrius, And finally, fixed missing Medusa icon. So that, guys, is your full patch, which is now live for Ark Survival Ascended. Let me know if you have anything you want in there. Let me know if there's things that's missing in there for you. But it is now live and ready for you to download. I will catch you in my next video and see you guys later.